Welcome back to our yoke sweater project, the collar, part 1.
Okay, so we're going to show you how to upload this pattern. This is the free demo. You can see how it says demo. We're going to click on interactive knitting. It's going to think about it. Now it is asking me which shapefile. I've only got one shapefile on this computer. Sometimes you have to browse for it if you've just uploaded it from my Patreon or one of my other sources. If you have it highlighted, you just press OK. We're going to do the collar. We'll press OK. We're going to start on the left side. And you can see here how it asks you if you want to do machine knitting or hand knitting. We're doing machine knitting. And we're going to press OK. And now we are ready to go. We are not using any fancy cables with this. We are just using the arrow keys. So let me back this up. Okay, so here you can see my keyboard. If I just push the arrow key, it advances the row. Okay, you can't see on there. But arrow key and go either direction. I can also press my space bar. And I will change the view here. Okay, so as I'm pressing the arrow key up, you can see how the row count moves. You can see, well, you can see everything that I can see when I use this program. When we get to the end, it actually tells you cast off. So this is the program that we're using. We're just going to use the free demo. And we're going to do the collar now. I need to actually make the collar on left 80 and right 80. And then we will merge the yoke onto that collar. So I'm going to switch camera positions and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to start with bringing our needles out. And we have to decide if this is going to be a river project or a stockinette stitch project. I had lots of good suggestions from the knitters I talked to this morning. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to do this the way I do a lot of them. So I'm going to start with waste yarn, E-wrap, and then we'll transfer to the river. So give me a few minutes to get set up. We'll get the waste yarn on here and then we will actually start the video. So let's start with cast on comb. Okay, we're up. Color of the day. I'm going to go with that fluorescent yellow again. I'm lowering my tension down to 6. Again, this is just for the waste yarn. Okay. Bring that out. Weighing down my project. I'm gonna find one more Chloe here. Deep breath. Okay. Go ahead and knit across. I'm just going to push this in just a little bit. which one's 81? That one's 81. I'm just going to transfer the stitch over so I don't forget. I'm going to bring it straight out, put that one back. I'm going to knit across for a few rows. Nothing's caught. Okay, I'm going to increase to my working tension. I want to have a generous amount of waste yarn. I think that's fairly generous. It's 15 rows. Loop on purpose. Okay, now I'm going to E-wrap the white onto this. So E-wrapping takes a long time. You've seen it before. We'll come back when that's done. All right, E-wrapping is done. I would love to put this right into the sinker plate, but you don't. Take off the sinker plate. And now install your ribber, and then we will do some transfers. Okay, when attaching your ribber, make sure that you actually secure it. Put down the little feet. Moving my yarn, lining that up. Everything looks good. All right, if you have a double-eyed bodkin, you are set. I happen to have one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer my pattern. I'm going to transfer from the 79, leaving the other stitch up on the main bed. So I'm going to transfer 2 up and 2 down. Starting with 2 down, leaving 2 up. Once I get these all transferred to where I want them to be, then I will insert the ribber comb. So, come back with me when we do the comb part. Okay, so we're way over here doing the last 2. So 1 and 2. So it's my understanding, if your tension on the main was 10, that you should do 3 whole numbers less for your ribbing. So I'm going 3 whole numbers less for the ribbing. Deep breath. We need to put in the ribber comb. We're going to lower our ribber by 1 notch. Okay, we're 1 notch. I am taking out my ribber comb. Going in behind, up along the ribber. There it is. Okay, moving as far over as I can. Now the hard part is going up, not getting that ribber comb caught in the needles. Okay, push the needles up on the ribber. Now make sure that you don't hit your camera. Make sure that all of your non-knitting needles or stitches are pushed all the way back. Okay. Take a deep breath. I'm just going to move this edge one forward. This edge one forward. Now we will put some weight on the ribber comb. It's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze. We are not taking off that cast on comb just yet. Deep breath. We're at tension 7, normal knitting, nothing is in part. Say a little prayer, knit across. Oh. Oh no. Oh man. Okay. We will survive this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up. I'm going to try again. And we'll come back. No worries, we saved it. Okay, so this was row 1. So let's make sure we go to row 1. Now we're going to knit 10 rows. I don't like 7 as per se, so we're going to go down to 5 and 5. You go to the tension you feel is most comfortable for you. So we're going to go one more time across. Now I'm going to see if I can add more weight to this. I think I can get one more barrel weight in there. I think I got it on there. Keeping my toes across though. Okay, so this is number 2. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do something totally wild and crazy. We're actually going to transfer everything from the main bed onto the ribber. And then we will knit 1 row. So, come back when we finish on this side, transferring those stitches. Here are those last 3. All right, move those all back. Now, move up all the rubber ones forward into upper. I'm going to move my camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here we are moving them up. Okay, you're going to increase your ribber only. Make sure those are all back. One whole number. Knit across. Just one row. Okay, put your ribber back to tension 5. Now, you're going to transfer the opposite stitches back up onto the main bed. So, we will now transfer 79 and 78, and then 75 and 74, so on and so forth, in the opposite pattern that you had to start with. And we'll come back when that's done. Okay, so the last few stitches, literally 2, 1 and 2. Just like before, make sure that you don't have any stitches in working position that are not supposed to be. All right, reset your row counter to all zeros. And now you knit 10 rows. So here we go with those 10 rows. Everything looks good. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we get to transfer everything back onto the main bed. So let's do that, shall we? Once we get them all transferred to the main bed, we will then do a fold over and knit 1 row, and then we're going to do some more fancy transfers. Yeah, I know. That's a lot of transfers, but it's worth it. Okay, so here we are in the last few stitches. We are not done with the ribber yet, so do not take it off your machine. Okay. So now we are removing the weights from the ribber comb. Removing the ribber comb. Now you want to put a couple claw weights up from the cast on comb onto the edges of your what is going to be a fold over. Of course that one got stuck. All right, now we have to remove that fold over. You shouldn't have anything else attached to it. Just give it a slight fold. Okay, drop it down. And remove that. Okay, the only thing holding your fold over are the edge claw weights. You want to move them up just a little bit so they don't interfere with your work. Now you get the wonderful task of folding this over and hanging the little in-between bar. Interesting. Of your E-wrap stitch. I start on the far and I work my way around. Now if you have the 2-prong, it's really easy just to put it into the space. This should go fairly quickly, and we'll meet back when we are all the way onto this side. Okay, so here is how nicely a triple prong nicely goes through this collar for those E-wrap stitches. You can see how nicely it folds all by itself because of that purl row. Trying to keep my head out of the shot. I'm sorry if I didn't. Last couple stitches. All right. I'll transfer to my favorite tool. And then this one. And then just because you can, just hang the last stitch on the end one. Pull them all in behind. You don't want to have anything caught on the ribber. Could transfer some weight back on the waste yarn. Change your tension back up to your working tension of 10. And change your sinker plate. Well, change your connecting arm to your sinker plate. Make sure you lock the door. Hang on to your yarn end. And now you will knit across one row, tension 10. If you want an extra row in there, by all means, put in an extra row. But I'm not going to.
Now the time is up. We're going to finish the collar in the next video.